everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is The Mental Breakdown. I'm your host, Joey Velez. Today, we're going to be talking about something that every high performer experiences, whether you're an athlete, a first responder, or a business professional, but is knowing where to direct your attention. Specifically, we're going to discuss the difference between having a narrow focus and having a broad focus, and why learning to shift between them may be one of the most valuable mental skills that you can develop. So let's start with a broad focus. Broad focus is exactly what it sounds like. You're taking in the entire environment, you're gathering information, you're identifying patterns, and you're maintaining situational awareness. Imagine that you're flying a plane, right? A broad focus means that you're not just staring at one instrument, one thing in front of you. You're monitoring your gauges, right? You're scanning outside for other traffic, you're listening to the radio, you're watching for weather, and you're anticipating what might happen next. Athletes do the same thing. A quarterback scans the defense before the snap, right? A soccer player surveys the entire field before making a pass. So broad focus really answers the question, what's happening around me? Now, when looking at narrow focus, this means that we're concentrating on one specific task while filtering out everything else. So if we're looking back at flying an aircraft, flying a jet, imagine you're executing an instrument approach in poor weather, right? There are moments when your attention needs to be narrowed to a single instrument, like a single checklist item, or one critical control input. Golf provides another great example. Before putting, you aren't thinking about the entire course. You're focused on reading the line, controlling your speed, and making a smooth stroke. Now, narrow focus answers the question, what needs my attention right now? So here's where people run into trouble. They assume one type of focus is better than the other, and it really isn't. Elite performers aren't successful because they always maintain this laser type focus. They're successful because they know when to zoom out and when to zoom in. So think of your attention like the zoom lens on a camera. Sometimes you need the wide angle view to understand the whole picture. Other times you need to zoom in on one detail that matters the most. The ability to smoothly transition between those two modes is a hallmark of expertise. So how do we train this? You can start by asking yourself one simple question throughout your day. What kind of attention does this situation require? If you're planning a presentation, if you're trying to solve a complex problem or evaluating multiple options, then you maybe need to broaden your focus. If you're executing a specific shot in golf, you're taking a free throw, you're delivering a presentation, or you're making a critical decision, maybe you need to narrow your focus to the task that's directly in front of you. Another helpful strategy is to use deliberate visual cues. When you need to broaden your focus, physically lift your head, relax your eyes, and take in more of your surroundings. Now, when you need a narrow focus, identify one target, one cue, one action, and commit your attention to that one thing. This simple physical adjustment can help your brain shift into the appropriate attentional state. Now, one last point to think about is that stress has a tendency to hijack our attention. Sometimes stress causes us to become more overly narrow, where we develop tunnel vision and miss important information. At other times, our attention becomes so broad that we're distracted by everything and unable to execute the task at hand. The solution isn't to try harder. The solution is intentionally choosing where your attention needs to be in that given moment. So here's your challenge for the week. At several times throughout your day, pause and ask yourself, do I need to zoom in or do I need to zoom out? That one question can improve your awareness, it can improve your decision making, and ultimately your performance. So remember, your attention is one of your greatest performance tools. Train it intentionally, and it will be there when you need it the most. And that's what I have for you all today. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to rate, review, like, download the podcast, share it with your family and friends, get the message out there. Let them know, like, hey, here's how attention works and how we can make it even better than it currently is. And that's what I have for you all today. And don't forget, today's a great day to make an impact on someone's life. All right, y'all, have a good one.